Wow. What a first episode. That's right. It's finally here, guys. Pocket Flicks Movies, Gio here with Mr. Keith Barnes, and we are talking about The Last of Us, the first episode. What an episode, man. We'll get into all of it. Keith, we're going to start this one off. Give me your exposure to this video game, The Last of Us, and, you know, if you've played it or what.
I played it. I forgot to bring him. I was going to bring him with me just to show. I've got, but yes, Last of Us game. I think it's Naughty Dog, right? The company.
Naughty Dog, yeah, Naughty Dog.
Same company that does Uncharted. That's my favorite video game series. So
yeah.
As soon as I heard about that, I was interested. It's weird though because the only reason I have the game, and this was 10 years ago or so.
Yeah.
I just was buying a controller at Fry's Electronics.
Fry's, yeah.
I was buying a new PS3 controller, and the game came with the controller.
Wow.
That's the reason I got it. But it's a different game, obviously, than Uncharted. So I just put it down and say, I'll pick it back up later. And I didn't. But my daughters did, and they loved it. They finished both of them.
Yeah.
So, but it's been a highly critically acclaimed game for years, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the story is just it's huge, a big story, massive story. It's a lot of fun.
How many times have you played the video game?
I started it, but when I first got it, I picked it up again a few years ago. Again, went, it's kind of hard. I'll stick to Uncharted and NBA 2K for now. Before I could pick it back up, my daughters, like I said, they picked it back up and they finished them both before I could. So I just figured, well, I'll just watch them play it. So I just watched them.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, it's fun though. It's a lot of fun. Sit and watch somebody play it, because the story is that riveting. And this TV series on HBO so far equal.
Enough. I mean, that's it's up there.
Yeah.
Are we back? All right, let's see. We're back. Guys, can you give us a thumbs up? Are we back? I'm not sure what happened. Anybody? We're back. Okay.
John says we're back. Thank you, John.
See, the video game gods were like, hold up. you're an Xbox guy and you're talking about The Last of Us. Here, let me do
PlayStation
this.
exclusive. Yeah.
But anyways, what I was saying was I was going back and forth leading up to this premiere right here. Like,
Right.
should I watch the cutscene? Should I not watch it? I was talking to people in our Apocalypse Discord, and because the fans were like, no, going with an open mind. But then some are saying, no, like enjoy this story.
Right.
And for myself, like I'll start with me in regards to this premiere. There's definitely beats of a lot of beats with this story, right? I mean, there are some things that happen like down to like the dialogue and what the events that occur.
Yeah.
And then I noticed where they took liberties with the story. And we had talked about it, me, you, and your daughter, Charlize. We watched it together. And she made a point that it was a more cleaner story. It got straight to the point.
Yeah, it's definitely tighter.
And we can elaborate on that. But I mean, I got a glimpse of the relationship between Ellie and Joel.
Right.
Yeah, the two of them. I mean, that was a lot of fun in the video game. Just
Yes.
their back and forth. You already see that in the first episode. The showrunners and the people behind the camera, all the VFX, did a great job painting Boston, the world, really 20 years after this pandemic,
Exposure,
virus broke out. Even though I never played the games, having had some prior exposure, I was like, oh man, they did a great job.
Yeah.
They really did a great job. But for somebody who played the video games, give me your thoughts on this episode.
Like you said, spot on. You can definitely see seeds of when you mentioned the relationship between Joel and Ellie. You can see the seeds of certainly where it's going to go.
Yeah.
But in particular, they're back and forth. They're constant. She's just always just ball busting all the time with him, and
she's a smart ass.
Yeah, she absolutely is. Absolutely is. But you can kind of see
Curtis. I believe she does curse
yes.
in the game. Yeah.
Yes. But to go back, you can actually see a little bit of that hint of where their relationship is gonna go when you go back to the stuff between him and his daughter.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about when I said I watched the first 15 minutes of all the cutscenes put together, and that little story part with his daughter and what happens to her. I was like, I gotta keep watching.
Right.
I gotta keep watching.
Right.
And obviously the events play out a little bit differently in that.
It's very well done.
Oh yeah,
that was.
It was creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the elderly lady who doesn't talk much, and you're right away. You're like, oh no, she'll be one of the first people to turn. I'm telling you right now, the fungus is gonna give her superpowers, super speed. It's just like, yeah. But did that first sequence play out well for you?
Yes. Yeah, it was great. I mean, just go to the beginning. I mean, it's his birthday. He's getting his watch fixed. He's just worried about going to work. I love just the establishing their relationship, his love for his daughter.
Yeah.
The moment where she goes into his dresser to get some money and take his watch. It looks like she's stealing money.
Yeah.
Stealing his watch. And then you jump to later on where it looks like she's going to pawn it for money. And it turns out, no, she took that money to get it fixed for him. Because she loves her dad. It's one of those. It's a little bit of a trope you see in a lot of stuff where the kid kind of takes care of the single dad.
Yeah,
you see that in a lot of stuff. But it's very well done. They have a very sweet relationship. Again, makes it all the more tragic when everything happens. But it does, like I said, does give a little glimpse into what will come later on with his relationship with Ellie.
Oh yeah, like I haven't made it that far in the story, and honestly, I might stop. Like, guys, tell me in the chat, should I stop or should I keep watching the cutscenes? Because I don't know if I can wait another week. Come on, let's get this going. But to your point, I'm starting to see parallels with how his relationship with Ellie could turn out. I don't know it, so how it could turn out. And we see that in one moment where there's a soldier who catches them in the border. We're jumping ahead. We'll go back. And he immediately thinks of the time when he had his daughter with him. And this time he decided to act.
Right.
And boy, did he act.
Yes.
He was beaten. I mean, he was Charlie Cox's Daredevil, Ben Affleck's Batman.
That's for
just
this,
bam,
Robert Pattinson
bam.
Batman.
Robert Pattinson Batman.
That's the first thing I
just
thought of.
beaten. Yeah. But I want to go back to where it really picks up. Okay.
Right.
So the daughter goes into the house, creepy, right? She discovers that, oh no, something's going on here. We're infected. And then the dad, Joel, and Tommy, the brother, pull up. And they're like, come on, let's get out of here. That whole sequence right there. I mean, you talk about like just on the edge of your seat and like kind of seeing what's happening inside the truck from her point of view.
Right.
And they're looking right and left. You see the burned down building, which was very much in a video game. The town, when they all leave out the movie theater, and just it's just crazy.
That
man.
felt like the game. It felt like the game was so it was well shot. The action was well choreographed. And you feel that same intensity that you feel in the game. Just watching it, that was really, really good. But yeah, the cinematography is great in this. It's like I said, the camera movement.
Yeah,
just keep it fast-paced camera movement. Just increases that intensity and then what's the word? I don't know, but it increases that anxiety more.
Anxiety, yeah, 100%.
So very well done.
And what's crazy is like those of you who play the video game, you know what happens, but while watching this episode, you're just like,
right. That's
still
the
like,
crazy thing.
You're like,
hoping they're going to make
my
it.
God.
No, they're not. But
yeah. And so all that stuff happens, and it's a very sad opening to what this journey that we're about to go on. And then it cuts forward 20 years, and then what happens then? You follow this kid. He's making his way into Boston, right? He's getting the care and treatment and whatnot. But then all of a sudden, you learn that this kid is infected. And the guard is like, yeah, I'm just going to comfort you. We're going to give you this little thing, and then we're going to give you this, and this, and this. The next thing you know, you see his body getting thrown into the pit. Yeah. And it's just, man, like.
Which that was tough. That was tough to watch. Just what an awful, I mentioned, said to you guys, what a terrible job to having to dump bodies in this fire.
It really paints a picture of how far to the extreme, the government, humanity can go in this fictional story. Like, I mean, you could draw comparisons in real life, whatever. But like, I thought, that was very effective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And definitely an established Fedra, which we see as the
they're like the Overwatch, the Overwatch, the dictators,
if you will, and which is, part of it seems like, well, they're trying to safety and all that, but yeah, they're very bad. They're quite awful.
It's an authoritative kind of thing.
More of that stuff, that will come later on, be revealed. But definitely the stormtroopers, which essentially what the troops in the streets are. And I don't want to get into real life stuff, but I know there's a lot of people jumping to those conclusions with the recent events in the last couple of years in real life, thinking that's what was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Relax.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. We didn't go that far yet. But real quick, I do want to shout out, though, let's jump to the beginning, because I just watched
go ahead. Yeah.
The opening scene back in 1968, picked up on this talk show.
Oh my God. It went very uncomfortable.
Boy.
Really fast.
And I was looking, it looks familiar. I don't know if you saw me checking my phone, but that was a shout out to the great John Hannah, who I love. I don't know if you remember him from The Mummy. Yeah, he's a great performer, English actor. No, he's Scottish.
He was Jonathan in the Mummy movies,
Jonathan,
right?
In the Mummy.
He was also in Spartacus, right? The first season of Spartacus, if I remember.
Was he?
I think so.
I don't remember.
I think he was in Spartacus, But
I think you might be right. But he's great. But he's given that description of the fungus. I'm not worried about bacteria. I'm not worried about virus. I'm worried about fungus. What that's going to do to humanity if a bad fungus ever gets out. and spreads. And
That
you look at what all these people become. That's exactly what
the host of that interview, the one asking the questions, was really us. At first, we're like, "Come on now, there's no good thing."
He was shook by it.
But then he breaks it down. He talks about fungus and like what happens if the world, the temperature increases, right?
Slightly warmer.
Evolution, and then it gets into like fungus is a host, and it will take control of you, and it will feed off of your internals, but it'll also keep you from decomposing. You will just lose control. Right. And everyone in the audience, the person in the interview is just like
silent.
Even us, we're watching with like, dang,
yeah,
I want to know that. Like sometimes you just, I don't want to know that. Okay, leave it to the experts and stuff.
Yeah.
Really effective opening.
Yeah.
The dialogue, man, just the writing, dude.
Yes.
I don't remember that being in the game. Was that in the game or? I don't think so.
That opening scene in the game? Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah,
I don't think so. They added that right there, and it was really effective. One of the, few things that they added, and we'll talk about what they took away.
That's a good way to explain, relatively kind of quickly explain what's happening, set up, like without specifically saying it's this, and it came from here, and I'm sure all that will come later. But
for those that didn't play the video games and whatnot.
That's exactly what
and having you play the video game, you had no complaints at all.
No, it remind me, if you remember what's the Will Smith? Oh gosh, where he's him and his dog and
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend, yeah.
I Am Legend,
sorry, yeah. So that opening scene with I think Emma Thompson, where she's explaining, we found, she's on a talk show.
Yeah,
we found the cure for cancer, and then it cuts to however many years later, and we show, oh no, this spread. This didn't work at all, and the world's been destroyed.
Dr. Robert Neville. Yeah, can't wait for that sequel. So going back to Boston, 20 years later, enter Tess.
Yes.
Yeah. I will say the cast that they've assembled for this, again, limited exposure with the cutscenes and video games and whatnot, but like, I'm like, okay, yeah, like she's definitely pulling off Tess in my limited exposure. Would you agree?
Anna Torv. She's in Fringe. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. It's Australian actress from TV show Fringe. She's great. Yeah. Spot on. The casting is well done. We did mention Pedro Pascal as Joel, Gabriel Luna as his brother.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Highlight Kenneth's comment here. I think Bella Ramsey favored Ellie. We'll get back to Tess in a sec, but she didn't. Kenneth, I agree. I think they're avoiding the when the game came out. People were like, "Oh, this is what's her name? This is oh my gosh, bad research. I'm doing bad job."
Who?
The actress? Well, she just transitioned.
Oh,
but
Elliot Page.
Yeah,
Elliot Page. Yeah,
formerly Ellen Page at the time.
Yeah, totally.
And it may have been a lawsuit over that. Thank you, Stardew Ellen Page. I remember thinking, they got Ellen Page in this video game. Cool. I think Ellen Page saw that. I was like, no. no, that's not the thing that they do in comics, where some artist will make like they did it with Nick Fury. They make him look like this actor,
your likeness, and everything. Yeah,
and then so Samuel Jackson said he saw that later. It's like, all right, well, if they ever cast him, it's going to be me.
Yeah.
So
and look what happened.
But I think there may have been a lawsuit over that. I should have looked that up. But that's probably why she does not love Ellie from the game. You can see in the second game she looks completely different. That also takes place years later. But anyway, so she was really good though.
Yeah, one of the changes how she's introduced.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Like when I believe in the video game, she just walks into the apartment and meets Joelle there. And, what happened to your face?
Right.
In this one, she's being interrogated.
I'm wondering. Yeah. Like she had been jumped by this. I don't know what that guy is. Some kind of just a
Robert
dealer. Yeah, Robert.
Yeah, he's just a scumbag.
Yeah,
he's somebody looking to
guy.
Yeah,
making money,
screwing people over and whatnot. I'm actually kind of glad since we're talking about Robert, because the game went into this whole side mission to where you have to sneak into Robert's compound, take down his guards, kill him, and just it was a total side mission. In this one, they went straight to the point.
Right.
They went straight to the point. They wrapped it all up within about 20 minutes.
Yeah, if that. Yeah.
Of that, and I'm curious, those of you who have played a video game, how'd you feel about that change right there? They kind of shortcutted Robert, and I mean, throughout that, we got little introductions of Ellie
Right.
in there. She is held hostage, and then we find out she actually was placed into the military. What do they call it? Fedra, the camp for her protection by the Fireflies, right?
Right.
Yeah, the leader of the Boston Fireflies, Marlene. So they kind of fast tracked all that right there to kind of get to the point.
Yes.
How'd you feel about all that?
Well, that's good. Like I said, it's just something that tightened up, get right to the point. It's a series, and I don't know how many episodes were 8, I think, episodes. Well, right now, getting that up right now. 10 episodes. Now it says 9. Okay, November 22, they confirmed 9 episodes. So
9 episodes.
9 episodes, but you still don't quite have enough time. If we're playing a game, it's different. We're talking, 15 hours of a game or whatever. I don't know how long the game is, but the stuff they got to kind of trim off here and there. That's one of those things they trimmed off to tighten it up for the show. This first episode being 85 minutes, but it still worked.
The pacing was
exactly
was great.
That's what I'm saying. It worked. It worked because, like you said, you get everything, get right to the point. And you kind of got to move it along. It went faster than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Like they went straight. I mean, this episode ended with, okay, they're going.
Yeah.
I thought they would spend more time with all that stuff in this, but like I said, it worked. It was paced perfectly.
Well, I mean, honestly, if they wanted to, they would have done 2 episodes of like the whole Robert thing and getting payback and get the battery back and whatnot. But what do we say about TV shows or series? That sometimes more episodes isn't, quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, less is more.
Less is more.
Who knows if they shot any of that, but maybe not. I don't know. But
yeah,
I do want to. Curtis.
So
that's exactly what I did. Same here, Curtis. I did exactly.
Curtis, I couldn't beat the mission and quit the game.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah. See, and that's why. Things like Twitch and YouTube being like so popular. Like maybe I just want to watch. Yeah,
exactly.
Thing. Yeah.
I'm still trying to finish the Ghost of Tsushima.
And RD Films, they were never inspired by Elliot Page, but by Ashley Johnston picks as a kid.
Yeah, no, she is the voice actress, Ashley Johnson.
Yeah.
She's in Avengers. She's a girl in a diner in the first Avengers movie. That was like, Captain America saved my life. It was that.
Oh, the one that they kept cutting to in Avengers during the New York battle. I'm like, why do you keep cutting back to this? To this lady.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's her. She voices Ellie in the game, in the first game.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I remember that being a thing at the time. People, well, maybe not, but I know that was going around. Certainly, people thought it was Elliot Page.
Elliot Page, well, Ellen Page at the time, but Elliot actually did that video game Beyond Two Souls, I think.
Yes,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, because I remember seeing motion capture, and I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, I thought overall this first episode, it took necessary cuts. As somebody who's has a limited exposure to his video games, I mean, I was certainly in it. I was just all the way through. I mean, edge of my seat. And then I thought the actors that they got to play these characters did a great job. You can already see some of the chemistry developing ahead of time. Yeah. What are your final thoughts on this first episode?
Well done. Great performances by everyone. It's really, like I said, I'm really pleased with the casting. I do want to shout out real quick the young actress that plays Joel's daughter, Nico Parker, who is the daughter of Tandy Newton. I was watching the whole time.
Tandy Newton.
This little girl looks so familiar. She's in Solo. Remember, she's in Solo. She plays Woody Harrelson's lady in Solo. Yeah. Afro.
See, I've seen Solo once, so I need to watch it again. Yeah,
she's in Westworld. She's in Mission Impossible too. She's the lady in Mission Impossible.
It's been a while, but I remember Westworld. Yeah,
She's on
Westworld. Yeah,
she's on Westworld too. She's great. She's really great.
Oh, how'd you feel about that intro? The whole.
Oh, very cool. Speaking of that, I mentioned it reminds me of the Westworld intro.
Westworld, Game of Thrones.
Right.
Like HBO has this template that they use for their intros, but it works.
It's really good, very dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel the dread.
And the music was similar to the video game.
Yeah, I think it's the same composer, right? Same composer from the
same composer.
Yeah. So it definitely puts you in the world of the game. It's really I really enjoyed this episode. I can't wait for the next one, man.
You know, I'm excited to see Ron Swanson.
Yes,
as Bill.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just looking at the photo still of him, I'm like, and then seeing him in the game, I'm just like, oh, that is 100% Ron Swanson.
Whoever thought of that? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good job.
Yeah, I mean, his real name is Nick Offerman, but for me, he's Ron Swanson. Okay?
Yes.
We call RDJ Iron Man Tony Stark sometimes. Okay, so yeah. Well, that's gonna.
Let's hit Kenneth's question.
Hold on. We got a question here. Kenneth Mullen, I appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Thank you. Come back next week. Do you think if a person who didn't play the game could understand and follow the series?
I think so.
I would say yes.
Yeah. So for the way they did this one, absolutely.
And what they added to it too, to help tell the story, flesh out the story. Some characters. Other than just being there's a virus, people are going crazy and whatnot.
Right.
Like we talked about that opening interview sequence right there, and that kind of set the tone for like what's to come. And then to fast forward 30 years or so, then all that happens, and then fast forwards again. And then you got to imagine with the lengthy episode run times, they would, allow more opportunity to, tell more of the lore, the backstory.
Exactly.
And take necessary cuts. Like, did we need to see the whole Robert thing where they go into the compound and confront him and ultimately kill him because of, they got screwed over?
No. Because the thing is, they cut that out because that's stuff you'll do as a player on the game.
Yeah.
Totally. We don't need to, that kind of stuff. They'll trim all that out, or they'll find a way to streamline that into. You just cut to, they're dead already.
Yeah. So Kenneth, I mean, for myself, again, I've only seen about half the game, but I mean, I would say,
you can,
absolutely. But I mean, I'm going to check film Twitter later on and get a better gauge of how it's going. I mean, I can only get so much out of there because it's largely people like us who follow such things and intent. I mean, you would have to talk to your friends, coworkers, relatives, and get a better gauge. I'm certainly going to do that by the time we do next week's episode, same time, 7:30 next Sunday. So make sure you join us.
Absolutely.
Any more thoughts on this first episode?
Very good. I'm gonna watch it again. Probably watch it again later. And can't wait to get back and watch next week's.
Dude, I'm spoiled, man. I could rewatch that. And then I can rewatch the rest of not rewatch, but watch the rest of the cutscenes.
Yeah.
I got a good 3.5 hours, man, of just diving in. And it's gonna be awesome. But that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for The Last of Us episode review, the first episode. We're glad we're doing this. Keith, thank you so much for joining me on this. We're gonna get through all 9 episodes, and we're gonna have a blast talking about it every Sunday evening. I really feel like this is going to be a show that will be talked about. Certainly recommend it to your friends, your family, whoever, and see what they think about it. I'm curious what the general audience consensus would be for this type of show. You guys can follow us on Twitter at Apocalypse Movies. Check out our YouTube channel. We are doing Apocalypse Now, the movie hangout show, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So check us out there. We should have Jake Berlin back, I'm hoping, and get all 5 of us together for the first time.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. Make sure you check out the rest of our content on the channel. We got news clips. We got trailer reactions. We got Marvel Rewind.
Got lists. Got a list. All of our favorite movies from last year.
Yep.
The
most anticipated movies of 2023. Yeah, check it all out. And thank you again for joining us. We'll see you next Sunday for episode 2.